Today in the Origami Dojo, we're going to be taking a look at making a Captain America shield that actually flies. Don't believe me? Well, check this out. For a shield that has a star that's a different color from the rest of the model, I'd recommend using origami paper. It's pretty light, but it actually still flies pretty well. Copy paper works just as well if you don't have any origami paper on hand. So the first thing we need to do is make a square from our copy paper, and to do that we're just going to take this edge and fold it up to the top edge. We're going to line it up carefully and then crease, and then we just need to cut off along this edge here. Alright, and once we have our square, we're just going to pull that apart, and the strip you can either discard or use for other origami. I do have a few models on my channel if those interest you. Shameless self-promotion. So let's unfold. And now what we want to do is turn this square into a pentagon. It's a lot easier than it sounds. So what we're going to do is take this corner and fold it up to this corner. And when we do, we're just going to make a slight pinch mark on this side here. Then we're going to unfold, and we're going to take this bottom corner and fold it up to that crease we just made. And we're going to line it up carefully and then make another crease, again, only on the edge here. Then we're going to take this edge and fold it gently into the center. And we don't want to make a sharp crease. Now if you find this fold too difficult to do with this edge all up in the air and stuff, just crease it. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's your shield, so I really don't care what you do. Alright, so let's take this bottom point here, and we're just going to fold it up to that crease, the last one we made. We're just going to take it, fold it up to that point, and then flatten, but only on the right side. Then we're going to unfold, and unfold again. Then we're going to take that bottom point and fold it back up using the crease we just made. And then we're going to extend that crease all the way out to the left. Then let's turn the model over right to left. And we're going to take this edge here and fold it up to this edge. But it's not as easy as it sounds. First, we need to make sure that this point lies up in this midline here. And then this point touches this edge here. So we just need to fold it up. The easiest way is just to put this edge on that one first, and then slide it down along this edge until this point hits the midline. And then once we have everything lined up all carefully we're just going to flatten it down and make that fold. And then we're going to take this flap and we're going to fold it in so that this edge lies on top of this edge, and that this edge will lie on top of itself. So basically the fold starts from that point, these edges line up, and there we go. Then we're going to turn it over top to bottom, and we're going to take this edge and we're going to fold it up so that it lies on top of that edge beneath it. And then we're going to crease, then we're going to turn over, and we're going to take this flap and unfold it, and then take this edge and fold it back down. Then we're going to do the same thing on the left side. We're going to take it up and fold this edge up again. And this point lines up on the midline, this point lines up on this edge here. Now the thing is, when we do it this time, it'll be easier to line this one up because that midline, or where it lines up, should be the top of this edge here, or the top of the midline there. And then this point should line up with another crease that's already there. And then once we have it, we're just going to flatten, and then we're going to take this edge here, and again, fold that in to line up along with this edge, and flatten. And then we're going to turn over top to bottom, and take this flap or this edge, fold it up along the edge beneath it, flap beneath it, something. And then we're going to turn over again and unfold this flap, and then fold this flap back down. Now all we have to do to finish up our pentagon is to fold these flaps behind on the existing creases. So let's rotate around, take this mountain fold here, and we're just going to push this flap behind and then extend that crease to the edge, and boom, one side's done. Then we're going to rotate it around, take this mountain fold, extend it out to the edge, and that side's done. And there we go. Our pentagon is finished. Once we have our pentagon, all we need to do is turn it over, and then fold it in half and unfold in all directions. So we'll just start, and some of these folds are already in place, so we just need to reinforce them. Like this one, then we're just going to unfold, rotate, fold the next one up, and you'll be doing this about 5 times. That's 2, fold this one, unfold, rotate, 4, and unfold, and 5. And there we go, we're ready to keep going. So with the biggest flap here, we're just going to take that and fold it behind a little bit. The reason for that is so that it won't mess up your star later on. So once we have all those folds in half done, we're going to take this point, fold up to that top edge there, and it should line up with the middle crease there. And we're just going to make a slight pinch just on the main crease here, the midline crease. And then we're going to rotate, and we're going to do that 4 more times. So basically on each side, once we folded them in half, we're just going to also mark those folds. So fold that point up to the top edge, crease, fold the point up to the top edge, crease, point up to the top edge. Alright, so once we have that, we're just going to take this and we're going to fold this tip up to the crease we just made, or the pinch mark, I guess I should say. When you're done, there should be like a kind of pentagon type thing in the center. So just going to take this point, fold it up to the crease we just made, and crease all the way. And we're basically going to do that all the way around the pentagon. Whichever side you use next determines on which hand you use the most. So if you're a right-handed person, you're going to fold this point in to meet that crease next. If you're left-handed, we're going to take this point and fold that in to meet this crease next. Now, since I'm right-handed, I'm going to do this side. So we're just going to take it, fold it up, and then crease. And then we'll do that with the next one. We're going to take it, fold it up to that point, and crease. And the next one, take it, fold it up to the point. And for the last one, it's going to be a little bit difficult. We have to unfold the first one we did before we can do the last one. So we're just going to reach in, slide it out like so, then take this last point, fold it up to the crease, and then we're going to push the first one we did back into place so it just tucks back in. We could tuck that in, and there we go. This is the base for our Captain America shield, and as you can see, the star is already there. If you're using two-colored paper, then this section of the model will be colored, and this will be white. So now we're going to take it, turn it over, and we're going to fold all of these points in. How far? Not too far. Basically, what we're just trying to do is round out the shield. So, not too much, but at the same time not too little. If it's uneven, it doesn't really matter that much since, like I said, this is just... Basically, it depends on how much of a perfectionist you are. If you want, you can go out and measure each fold to make sure you're getting them all even, but it's not necessary and it really won't hurt the shield's flight if one side is a little bit larger than the other. And once we're done, we can turn over and the shield looks like this. Now, if you want, you can go ahead and stop here. The shield will fly just fine. But if you want to keep going and make it fly even better, then buckle your seatbelts and let's go. What we're going to do is unfold all the flaps we just made and we're going to push them inside. So first we're going to start by taking one of these and just opening it up. We may have to reach inside for a few layers here. And then we're going to put one finger underneath, and then using our thumb, or whichever finger you like, you're just going to take this point and push it downwards. And when we do that, there will be this crease here. It's a valley fold. We just want to pinch it until it becomes a mountain fold. And once we have that, we're just going to refold the model up the way it was, only pushing this point inside as we do. So we're just going to push here with our fingers to get that point inside. And then we're going to refold it. When we do, we're just going to lift the flap next to it. If you're folding a left-handed version, you're going to lift up the left flap. If you're folding a right-handed version, the right flap. And we're just going to fold. This flap will naturally want to go this way. We're just going to fold over, and it'll all be on existing creases, which makes it a whole lot easier. And then we're just going to pinch that in place and fold down. And there we go. That's one side done. 4 more to go. So just open up. And using our finger, we're just going to push that point down and then pinch along that crease to make it valley, or to turn those mountain folds into valley folds. And we're just going to push down and then fold over. And again, it'll be all on existing creases and flatten it down. And then same thing again. We're just going to open up those flaps. Push this tip down, and some of these will be a little more difficult because there will be a lot of layers of paper that you're going to have to put to fold. Like for example, this one, which is the main flap, there are at least 4 or 5 layers we're folding through. So, but I mean the process stays the same. And then again, we're just going to lift this flap, fold, and flatten. All right, and we're just going to squeeze those together again. Unfold and tuck it inside flat. I find it helps if you just squeeze the paper down as you go along. And of course some of these will want to come undone, but we'll take care of them later to make sure they stay in place. And then we're going to unfold, push this last point down, and again pinch those folds into mountain folds, and then tuck this one inside. And there we go. You might have to flatten your shield out just a little bit more. And then in order to lock these flaps a little bit more, we're going to take it, turn it over, take this point here, and just fold it in a little ways. Basically, we're doing the same thing we did earlier. We're just going to take all these corners and fold them in just the tiniest bit, just to round out the shield a bit more. Our shield right now is an uneven 10-sided geometric figure, which would be a decagon, and we're going to turn it into an uneven 20-sided figure, which is an I have no idea. And we'll just go around. And we're done. Our shield is done. We can turn it over and admire it. Are you ready to test it out? Then let's go. Throw your shield. All you need to do is hold it between your thumb and forefinger like this, and then just give it a toss like a frisbee. Of course, like a frisbee, the more spin it has, the better it flies. So let's check it out. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, and do all that other good stuff. And if you want some more origami tutorial action, then please feel free to check out my channel at Sam's Origami Dojo. Wait, this isn't Twitter. Although you can also follow my Twitter to stay on top of updates. Right now, at the moment, there are 2. Yeah, it's not a great Twitter page. Anyway, hopefully I'll update it as we go on. Anyway, I'm Sam, and I will see you next time.